Welcome to the Softland Central podcast, your home for market entry knowledge and resources. Softland Central is brought to you by Softland Partners, an online marketplace to help you find best fit resources for your market entry. Find them at softlandpartners.com.
Hi, and welcome to the next episode of Softland Central. And today we are going to Gujarat, India. And this is going to be wonderful with our friend Shanker from GTC Global. Welcome, Shanker.
Hello, Bill. Good to see you once again.
It's wonderful to see you. And thank you for taking the time to share with us some information about Gujarat. And I think, certainly are the organizations and the companies that are listening are interested in learning about the opportunities in Gujarat. And maybe you could give us a little bit of information about the industries and maybe some of the opportunities that you see for international companies coming into the Gujarat region.
Yes, we often say that Gujarat is the gateway to prosperity. And the reason is because Gujarat is completely covered. There's a lot of sea around the Gujarat area, and that's around 1,800 kilometers of sea, which means there are it's a port-led state, very successful, around 40 ports. And it's also connected globally from here to UK, to Australia, to Japan, and Korea and other places. So there's a lot of export import that takes place in Gujarat. And it's also FDI, some of the top, I think it's amongst the 5 FDI attractive places in India.
So, fantastic. Are there some predominant industries that are in Gujarat?
Yes, petroleum, pharma, there is textiles, and various other manufacturing. That's major, the SMEs, which is why the port-led businesses thrive so much, because closer to them are the manufacturing places. So they get manufactured and they get re-exported. And a very growing export-led economy. And the government is proactive, very, very supportive.
That's so great to hear. Are the companies in Gujarat, are there certain resources or partners that are particularly attractive to come into Gujarat to support the manufacturing and the intermodal transportation and so on?
That's right. Gujarat promotes a concept. India promotes a concept called Make in India, which has gone worldwide with a lot of promotions going on. And the reason is because one of the prime things are the talent is kind of competitive, speaking various languages. Besides that, some of the top industrial groups come out of Gujarat, and some of the Fortune 500, in fact. And these are the companies that want to attract more and more OEMs into India, because Gujarat has got a lot of SEZs, the special economic zones. And that is also very pro-industrialization. And for that matter, we even got something called the Vibrant Gujarat. It's a bi-yearly program, which is an expo which goes worldwide. And there are a lot of delegations that come from around the world, especially the United States. And there are many companies that have set up shops, signed up MOUs, and going forward. So it's in the best interest of Gujarat and the government and the industrialists and the academia that have come together and partnered to make Gujarat where it is today.
Fantastic. In all of this, you see many companies that are coming into Gujarat to build their business in the region. And I'm sure you see some that come in and are successful and do it well, and some that maybe have some challenges. What are some of the attributes that you see of the companies that are successful in entering Gujarat? What do they do that's different than the companies that are maybe less successful?
So the companies that are successful, they are coming through various routes. One is the academic route. They want to make sure they do the research and before they come to Gujarat. And they also appoint some of the governmental facilitation centers, which is very much advanced. So the research component, the governmental side, and our search for actually appointing some of the top CEOs from local areas so that they can bridge the gap between the companies that come from a Western nation and how to articulate themselves and be socio-economically right in terms of what works locally is so important. No matter what anybody says, you need people on the ground. And that's what I think that makes that difference for people to be successful.
Yeah, that's really interesting. What I'm hearing is making really strong partnerships with whether it's academic or the various agencies that support, so having a good network, and then also that ability to localize your business to the local into the local community, so that you're both sensitive and communicate in a way that is that translates into the Gujarat market.
Yes.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Fantastic. That's excellent. And so your business, GTC Global, can you tell us more about that and what you do to help companies?
GTC Global is mainly an inward investment firm that is connected to Softline partners. And what we ideally do is we are located in Gujarat, but we are positioned in a way that we have connections with the special economic zones across India and various hubs where we can match. Supposing it's automobile, then Gujarat is the right place, and it's the automobile hub. And similarly, pharma, Gujarat is a good place. Similarly, we have other places, aerospace in Pune, in Bangalore, for the software and the IT in Hyderabad. So we are able to match it. And when we match it, we call ourselves a tri-sector partner program. We can assist in terms of what are the governmental clearances required and what are the kind of resources that we can bring from the industrial groups. The wealth creators in Gujarat are looking forward to even go beyond. So we are trying to integrate technology and the latest of technologies in applied AI and see where it can take it forward. And having said that, Gujarat has got the entrepreneurial spirit right from the beginning. Gujarat people are always interested in seeing how they can bring all their intelligence and the generations of which is there in their DNA. They are very keen on bringing international business, collaborate, and even embrace new cultures and see how we can integrate and take things forward in a globalized economy.
That's fantastic, and congratulations on all the work you're doing.
Thank you.
And so with the Gujarat region, what I know there are, and you've introduced me to some agencies and organizations that support internationalizing companies and the companies that are coming in. But are there a couple that you'd like to highlight today?
Yes, the ones that we are very closely working are the ports in Gujarat, one of the biggest, which is a government port. We are closely working with them, and they're very keen for attracting international investments and private operators, while they are very much in the space where they make policies which are conducive for international businesses to come in. One of the biggest is the Adani Group. They're not just in ports, they are into many other sectors. But having said that, it's one of the biggest gateway to making international business, and Gujarat being a prosperous state, there has been many big business houses that have been operational and successful. And the raw materials, the people behind, the resources that we have in Gujarat are all some of the markers that lead for us to claim our place. It's among the biggest attraction for the FDIs into India. And we look forward to take this conversation and see how we can work together. Because with Softline partners, we have continuously worked with special economic zones, the industrial parks, the people who can actually put everything together, from the attorneys, the chartered accountants, the bankers, all of them are tied to us in some way or the other. So we can bring that whole platform. We are basically putting it all together, research it, and fix it where it is required, and we walk the path with the government and the rest of the stakeholders.
That's fantastic. Well, it's really remarkable, the ecosystem that you've created in the region, and we really applaud you for that, and thank you for taking the time today to share a little bit about it. Would you, at some point, and we'd love to do this, is come back with some of these partners? Maybe we can do another conversation or two and really give a more in-depth view of some of the great activity going on in Gujarat.
That would be a great idea, Bill, because we can deep dive into some of the sectors so that people who've been there, done that, and they will have their own experiences to share, which our international audience and investors might want to ask a few questions and see where we can take things forward. And we are always there to support. Fantastic.
Well, I'm going to put, we'll put your contact information in the description on this, and certainly welcome people to reach out to you who are looking for more information on Gujarat and would like to build partnerships in your region. Would that be okay?
That'd be great, Bill. We look forward to it.
Fantastic. Well, I'm going to ask our audience, certainly like and subscribe so that you can stay in touch with all the content we're putting out, and we appreciate you taking time today, Shanker, and thank you for sharing all the great information about the Gujarat region.
Thank you, Bill, and look forward.
Thank you.